sends National Guard to Memphis, continuing his campaign against crime. Date: mid-September 2025. Location: Memphis, Tennessee, U.S. What occurred on September 15, 2025? President Donald Trump issued a presidential memorandum directing the deployment of the National Guard to Memphis to assist law enforcement in combating crime. A specialized task force is being established, modeled after recent federal operations in Washington, D.C. This task force will comprise agencies such as the FBI, Drug Enforcement Administration (DEA), Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE), and the U.S. Marshals Service. The president characterized the operation as a replica of the actions taken in Washington. Why Memphis? Trump and his administration point to elevated rates of violent crime in Memphis as the rationale. The city has historically faced challenges with violence, particularly gun-related incidents. The White House asserts that crime rates in Memphis exceed national averages and claims that the situation has deteriorated in recent months. Nevertheless, local police data from Memphis indicate that in the first 8 months of 2025, most major crime categories have decreased compared to the same time frame in previous years. Reports suggest that overall crime and murder rates have declined. Political and local responses. Support. Tennessee's Republican Governor Bill Lee has endorsed the initiative. He appeared alongside the president in Washington. Republican U.S. senators from Tennessee, including Marsha Blackburn and Bill Hagerty, were present and expressed their support for the announcement. Opposition or concerns. Memphis Mayor Paul Young, a Democrat, stated that he did not request the deployment. He has voiced his disagreement, indicating that he only received firm confirmation when Trump made the public announcement. Citizens and local officials have expressed concerns regarding the utilization of the Guard, civil liberties, and whether this strategy effectively addresses the underlying causes of crime, such as poverty, housing, and community investment. Some local Democrats are considering legal action against the federal intervention. Legal and strategic questions. Authority or presidential power. This deployment once again examines the extent of presidential authority in utilizing military or quasi-military forces, particularly National Guard units, within U.S. urban areas. This model mirrors Trump's earlier intervention in Washington, D.C., where he federalized local law enforcement and deployed the National Guard. Operational details. Unclear, the memorandum lacked specific dates for deployment or detailed operational strategies. It indicated that assistance might be sourced from neighboring states, Mississippi, Arkansas, and potentially from the National Guard of other states. Potential precedent or expansion. Trump has suggested the possibility of similar deployments in other major cities, particularly those governed by Democratic leadership, including Chicago, New Orleans, St. Louis, and Baltimore, among others. The question of whether these actions will occur, with or without local approval, remains significant. Trump has indicated he could proceed even in the absence of state or local endorsement. Implications: public safety versus civil liberties. Proponents contend that robust federal intervention is essential in cities plagued by ongoing violent crime to safeguard residents. Detractors caution against the militarization of policing, potential overreach, and the erosion of local governance. Political polarization. Given that many targeted cities are led by Democrats, this could exacerbate partisan divisions. It positions crime and law enforcement as pivotal issues for Trump's administration, potentially resonating with his political supporters. Effectiveness. Although crime rates in Memphis have shown a decline in recent months, according to local statistics, significant concerns remain, particularly regarding gun violence, which residents frequently highlight. The debate continues over whether the deployment of National Guard and federal task forces will alter long-term trends. Legal restrictions. There exist laws and norms, such as the Posse Comitatus Act, that restrict the deployment of federal military forces for domestic law enforcement purposes. The National Guard, when under state authority, typically enjoys greater flexibility.